Alright, folks, we're back. I'm gonna do another back test, and this time it's just gonna be very, very, very safe and very, very, very sure. Um, yeah, I'm not giving up on this. Like, it's been a tough morning, and I've explained it in the last video that it's been a tough end of the week and start of the week, end of last week and start of this week, but yeah, we're not going to give up on it. So it's 2 o'clock. We're going to look for at least 2 hours to see what we can catch. At the moment, we're going off the idea that this is the manipulation. And it's stronger. Okay, I want to add this point to this model, right? Manipulations are 10 times stronger once they hit into another area. For example, this candle here, this wick here at Monday the 17th, that could have been the manipulation. And I think that when I was backtesting at one point earlier, I thought that was the manipulation, right? But the reason now that I feel like this is such a stronger manipulation is because it came into a separate, it actually manipulated into another point of interest, not just above a high, it came into an area. So, because look, that's not that much different to that. Like, it's like this high was, I don't know, can we measure this? Yeah. So this high got taken by like 50 pips, and this high got taken by like 50 pips as well. So it's exactly the same move, but this one makes more sense now. Obviously, this is hindsight, but this one makes more sense now because it took um because it went into an actual area of interest as well. So like, I think that has to be something added to this strategy. Like, the accumulations line up near the point of bigger, higher time frame interest, and then it's like, okay, then we judge the behavior going into that and coming out of that. It can't just be an accumulation and a manipulation into no man's land, because where are we manipulating to? Like, so maybe that's gonna help. I'll semi want to take this as like a big, just see if it hits now, but we'll do that at the end of this backtesting session, of which I am gonna make lots of just nice wins today. So let's see, test this theory straight off the bat. This is manipulated into an area. We are looking short, so I'm not exactly too excited about taking a long at this point, but let's see if we've manipulated into an area that makes sense. And it doesn't look like we have, so that's fine. Looks like we are accumulating here. So, and again, next point to add, manipulations need to be significantly above the accumulation, for the reason being that the whole point of a manipulation is to fake people out going the other way. So for example, if that just took that high, manipulations aren't just to take liquidity. And to be honest, with it taking the high by like 0.2 pips, that hasn't took liquidity. That's just a discrepancy. Like, on another platform, that probably hasn't even took the high. But my point is, and this could go, but it's just like knowing when and where to get in, and when and where to not get in. Like, when and where becomes like, what becomes a safer option, and that just isn't a safer option at the moment because it hasn't took the high enough. It just hasn't. Like, this could go and it might go, but it's just not worth getting in because sometimes these are just not gonna win. And this looks like one of the times it does win. That's jokes. But for that reason, I would potentially consider going long if this comes back up, because like this I think is not done its job yet. So we'll see. I could be completely wrong here. All right, so we've made actually an equal low now as well. So this is definitely an accumulation range at this point. All right, so I was wrong about that. That did all the damage it needed to do. But that's fine. Like a lot of the time, that's not gonna be a winner. So I'm not bothered about that, to be honest. We are accumulating here. Again, that just hasn't took enough for me. Like, really? This is trying to bait me into jumping in this as well. Like 78. Actually, that has took a lot. 49. But can I also add, we are more looking for shorts. So in the interest of not taking stuff that doesn't feel 100%, I'm not going to take this trade. And there we go. I've just saved myself from being absolutely rage baited by the market. So looks like we're trying to distribute back up into that, and we have. So let's see if there's another option. Again, we are looking to go short overall, but there's nothing to say that we couldn't go long for now. So let's have a look. Any significance? My mind is telling me don't take this because it's just not confident. It's just not. Although it kind of feels like it is. 3-minute close, nice as well. It's a clear accumulation range. The distribution goes nice into it. I've got to take this because this feels like it has to go. And I feel like this is one of them where the overall bias, we don't really have one anywhere. But I don't know, I just feel like this should go. And it makes sense. It's like a 1R trade. Alright, so we're in on this. Let's just see if we can catch any of us while we're in on it. Alright, we're looking like we're creating something here, right? But I don't like this because firstly, we haven't manipulated far enough past this for it to warrant me taking this. This might go, but also I would rather us come down into that point of interest and then come back up. So I still think that we might come lower to take the low. No? Maybe not. Still not trusting this. Okay, now it looks like we might be getting what we want. Annoyingly, we haven't just heavily distributed down. Oh, we have actually on this 3-minute. So I might take this 3-minute back up. Nice, we're in a 5-minute gap as well, which is cool. I think the 3-minute looks the cleanest, so I would take the 3-minute if we get it. And we do. So I am going to be in on that. I do feel confident in this. So yeah, I'm going to take that. I'm going to go 2% on this. Feel very confident in this actually. Don't want to jinx myself and make myself look like a dummy, but sometimes you just gotta be confident in what you're looking for. So that would be our TP but I'm gonna go for the whole range as the TP because I think we've got the legs to go there. Alright, I'm gonna go break even on that trade now. We should slap that. Okay, bang. Cool. So that was a good trade. Just patient stuff. If I'm to analyze my mindset right now, it was the mindset of I don't want it if it's not perfect. And the fact that I took this trade adds to that, to be honest, because it overrode I was confident in it to the point where I was like, okay, I'm literally, my mindset is saying I don't want this unless it's perfect, and I overrode that desire to go short, if that makes sense. So that as a trading session should be done. However, I might carry on. So let's judge this then now as an accumulation range, because we did come back up towards it. And to be honest, I love the fact that I didn't take this and I still managed to catch trades. Like, that's very good to me. I think that's such a bullshit manipulation. That's not true. It's just not true. So yeah, okay. Again, this is faking us out. There's no way I'm taking that. Like, there's a lot of chance in how I'm taking that. In fact, I'm so much to the point where I'd take a long towards that, because I just know that that's not the true area. Again, now, I'm not really calling this shit accumulation yet until we put in a couple more highs and lows. That could be it. It's not something I want to take, but that could be it. No, it's not it. Okay. This looks way more likely. Okay, so let's see if we do distribute back into that. I think we're probably going to take the high as well, so we might not be able to get in on this trade. Okay, we can get in this trade. So there's going to be the target for that trade. It could also push higher. But why do we like this? The reason we like this is because we should be going higher anyway. We've got enough price action that slowed down. We have sharply came back down and up. We're also 50% of this range, which is always going to be a nice addition. You know, we've come into point of interest. We slowed down. This as a manipulation compared to these fake manipulations is like clear as day. So yeah, I'm gonna take this 7.2. It's a bit of a shitty trade. I might just get in on 1% for now because I feel like we could go higher anyway. So I'll go 1%. My break even is gonna be 17978. And that is gonna be our trade. So, oh fuck. Oh boy, this could lose a lot of money now if this doesn't win. $5,000, you know. Okay, don't know why we've done that, but yeah, break even's gonna be there. I will look for a pullback as well if we can get it towards that high, maybe at that price there. Okay, we don't get it. That's fine. What was it? $5,000. Okay, there's gonna be our 1-to-1 if we can hit it. No, we can't. Okay, not a problem. Probably are gonna come higher, but there's no guarantee of that at this point. Okay, so break even was safe. Am I still in a trade? Why am I not in a trade? Oh, we already hit the high, didn't we? Yeah, okay, so we're looking for higher highs. Alright, I'm gonna call this a day. Do I want to call this a day? Because we're actually accumulating again here. This looks like an even better accumulation as an overall range. This might go, this might just go higher, I don't know. Don't want to take that. Do I want to take that? Why don't I love it? Because 90. Okay, we took it by a pip, but the whole range is almost 10 pips. Yeah, I don't love it, man. I just don't. I think it could go, but it's just not going to be for me to be in on. And that's okay. There we go. Didn't go. Damn, that might have been a fucking terminus. I got lucky to get out of that trade, to be honest. Alright, we could come all the way back down to this area. There's nothing stopping. Yeah, there's nothing stopping us coming back to all the way down here realistically and still being looking for longs. Also, another reason why I didn't want to get in on this, right, is because if this was the good enough accumulation to go all the way to up there, then that shouldn't have come back down. The reason we're coming back down is just not, it's not giving me confidence at that point. So realistically, I feel like this becomes a bigger range, like with all these lows now. So I am, even though it's such late, so late in the day, I'm just gonna keep trading this because I do want to see how this plays out. Right, okay, we took that low. Is this the move? Doesn't feel like it. No, it doesn't feel like it. Could be, but it doesn't feel like it. No, it's not. Do we have a point of interest that this could dip into? Maybe taking those lows as well. Like maybe this is becoming the area. I'm thinking. Alright, don't know what that was, but that could be it. That could be something. Do I love it? Not really. I mean, we'll probably go to this high here. Let's see if we can get a candle down before it goes up. No. Alright, so it would have been a break-even trade anyway, because I would have moved the stop once we got to there. Yeah, okay, that might be it. Let's see. Did it become it? I think it did. No, it didn't. Oh, so apparently that done its job. Alright, cool. Next session, next day. Feel good. So what have we learned? Being patient is just waiting and not just being like, nah, I don't want it. I don't want it because it's not perfect. In a weird way, that's all you need. Like, and that makes sense as to why I start losing when I get close to passing a test, because it's just like I really fucking want it. Like, when you start getting closer to passing, it's like I fucking want this, man. I'm so close to it, and that's not a good mindset to have when you're trading. All right, this looks good now. I'd definitely keep looking for shorts at this point because we're just consistently making lower lows, which doesn't scream accumulation to me. What does scream accumulation to me is this high towards that. And now I realise also why in my other video of talking about this setup, I was using like highs that are a little bit higher than that, because instead of doing that, I was doing that because that lines up with a point of interest. So it makes more sense to come into it, manipulate into it, and come out of it. So let's see if we can get something along those lines today. It's looking like we might. Bang, we're into the point of interest. We've took all this stuff. Point of interest is on what time frame? 30 minute and an hour. So if we can get a 30 minute IFVG, that would be great. I don't think we're gonna. This looks super strong, like super duper strong. This is defo what I'd be looking for. Let's see if we have made any gaps on other time frames. Alright, we still haven't closed any gaps on other time frames. So I guess we'll be looking for this 5 minute. The 1 minute's inverted. Do I get in on a 1 minute? How much have we closed past it? 44, 48. I'll wait for the 3. Just a couple more candles. Okay, that was a safe option to wait for, I think. Maybe we could get 5. Alright, I think 5 minute looks good. 1 minute looks good. Should we just wait for the 3 anyway? One more candle. Cool. Alright, we are in on this 50. Okay, tough one. This does look like we could stall a bit here. The only danger is, yeah, that's a bit of a danger to me, because we've got an accumulation here, so this could just be the manipulation to that accumulation. So this is gonna be a risk I'm gonna take. I'm pretty confident that we will go to that low. It's not hard to hit, but the question is whether we play it safe at this point. I think we can ride it, to be honest. I think we can ride it. I think that it's not as significant. This is tough, man. This is yeah, okay, we're in. We're good. We're good to go here. This is 1-to-1, yeah. Alright, we're definitely good to go here. Should hit this. Come all the way back, you know. Alright, let's see if we can get another trade. There's no point in just riding that out for no reason. Ooh, maybe we should have took profit there. Alright, I'm gonna close this out because we could have potentially took profit at the safer option. Or at least went break even at the safer option. So I'm gonna pretend that we've hit break even now. But we'll now try and spot some other accumulations. So that is the target. If I'm right, we shouldn't come back to that high, which is where the stop loss was. And now let's look on these other time frames to see if there is anywhere that makes sense. We could be coming to there, maybe above that high. That makes sense. But we also might not. We might just go down. Let's see. This is weird now because now I'm not in it. I wanted it to come higher. Okay, so we did hit. Realistically, yeah, I possibly would have closed that there, or at least like a bit of the position. But then yeah, you don't really want to watch it come all the way back up and take a loss after literally being that close to take profit. That's just not a smart move. So, okay, I've just gone from losing to winning, and the only a few differences. Obviously, I've looked back at the model and I've realised small tweaks as to be like, okay, this makes more of an accumulation range. This, like, we almost need areas that make sense to manipulate into. Like, it doesn't make sense to manipulate into nowhere, and that's going to always help with lining up the bias and lining up the targets. But I feel like for the most overall piece of this puzzle, the mindset is just, I don't want it unless it's not perfect. Unless this really screams to me, I don't want it. But also, the thing that helps with that is knowing what you're looking for. So a bit of both. I'm probably gonna watch this back test back and make notes. To be honest, might carry on. Actually, we're only 26 minutes in. Yeah, let's go to the next session. So we did hit that target. And now we're coming back up. Alright, so this makes sense still as a big accumulation. So we've got kind of this area here. I still think we should potentially be coming above that high. I don't know if I said that earlier, but I feel like we should. I don't feel like I want to take a long towards that high though. Not yet, until I really see some kind of like stuff, like some market structure that says that. Manipulation wise, we've come into a lot of equal highs. Maybe we might respect this old manipulation. Let's see. Old manipulation is there, so I guess if we violate that, then I might start looking for buyers towards the top. But if we don't, then we don't. I think that is also a news candle. It probably is. Okay. Straight off the bat, do I love this? No. I don't. Straight off the bat, do I know where we're going? No. So it's just a waiting game at the moment. It's just a waiting game. Alright, looks like we're going to violate that high. Alright, let's skip a bit. Looks like we're getting a 5-minute accumulation here. Just before taking a significant area of liquidity. So it makes sense when we're using liquidity and points of interest, then accumulations and manipulations make more sense. So with that being said, do I want to take something like this? No, because this feels like a fake out and I'd love to be involved in it. I really would, but I can't because it feels like a fake out. Yeah, it's gonna go in it. It wasn't a fake out. It was the real Skadeal. How could I have got in on that? I couldn't have really. 5 minute, okay, yeah, we went into an area. And 15 minute we did as well. It's a tough one, really. I'm not mad that I didn't get involved in it. So, okay, let's add this to the new drawing liquidity trading plan. So, alright, like I said at the end, I said at the start actually that we're gonna play this out until we hit that low to see if it's actually at the low. So this could have been the extra thing that we needed to learn, was that manipulations need to be into point of interests. So literally just like that, we manipulated into that 4 hour gap. So if that's a true manipulation, we shouldn't violate that. We should just come back for these lows now, which we do. And we should end up hitting that overall low. Okay, we do. Okay. Oh, that's insane. Okay. I feel confident. Let's document everything. Peace.